Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Jamerica, and I am here today to talk to you about ginger. This is used to make ginger ale and to make ginger beer. Ginger beer is not actually a beer, it's actually just a soft drink. It's a little bit stronger than ginger ale, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing, except it's pure. This root grows in the ground, and it's known to fight inflammation. If you have a cold or a flu, it helps out your respiratory tract. If your joints are hurting, it'll help that out because it reduces the inflammation in your body. It helps in digestion. As a matter of fact, they give this to you on chips. I give you some ginger candy on chips usually to ease your stomach, to stop you from getting really, wanting to stop the nauseousness. So this root is very good for you, all right? It's a little expensive, but when you buy it in comparison to buying ginger beer, it's extremely inexpensive. And the first thing we're gonna do is, hey, like and subscribe. And of course, as Jamerica, subscribe to my channel. You'll learn a couple of things, and let's go on with this ginger beer, all right? Or ginger ale, strong ginger ale. Okay, you're gonna take your root, right? Let's turn down. And I am going to get a spoon, a teaspoon. And I don't want that much ginger root. I'm gonna do about that much, all right? That's about 3 inches long and about 1 inch wide. All of them, it depends on how much you want. I'm just gonna do a small saucepan, okay? So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna use this. And I'm gonna peel it. You see I'm peeling it with the spoon. Takes off mostly just skin. If you use a knife, you're gonna lose a lot of your root. And this thing is not cheap, so you don't wanna waste it. When you're picking ginger root when you're at your grocery store, first of all, you're gonna find it in a tropical section, most likely. It'll be near the plantains and the bananas. And if you see any spots that look a little suspect, just get those out too, okay? I'm gonna take all this stuff off. And of course, before you start this, you're gonna wash your hands and you're gonna wash the ginger root off. Okay, so I have a ball ginger root. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this trash, put it in the garbage disposal. Wash the board off, wash the root off. Okay, I'm bringing everything back. Okay, then I'm gonna take a knife, all right, and I'm gonna slice it. And ginger root is a little bit stringy. A lot of people don't think that they've had this, but if you eat Chinese food or you eat Jamaican food, or a lot of West Indian food has it, or Indian food, they incorporate this in the Chinese food, like pepper steak and stir fries. And for Jamaican food, they incorporate this in the curries a lot, like curry chicken or curry goat. All right, so we're gonna chop this up, and I like to mince mine, okay? It's gonna be a rough chop, but it's smaller than just slicing it. I wanna get as much of the flavor out of this as possible. So I'm gonna keep cutting it. Make it really, really small. Okay, so I diced it. It doesn't look that small, but it's small enough. The pieces are not all the same size, and it doesn't matter. I just wanted to make it smaller than just slicing it. So the pieces look a little like that. See that? Okay. So from here, we're gonna take our saucepan and we're gonna get some water. I use filtered water. You can use whatever water you want. Our tap water has a lot of calcium in it. So I don't want to use that because it has that white deposit, and I don't know. I just don't, you know, I don't like the way it looks. So I filter my water, or you could get bottled water and do it. And I'm gonna fill my pot up about 3/4 of the way. Okay. So I'm just waiting for the Berkey to finish filling it up. Yes, ginger beer. I love it. Love it. This is the best, I tell you. Okay, so I have my pot filled up 3/4 of the way, right? And I'm gonna take my ginger, I'm gonna put it in the pot. Okay, so I'm just taking it and I just put it in the pot, okay? So now I'm gonna go over to my stove. So we're at the stove, and I got my ginger beer. What you want to do is turn your flame or your burner on high and let this start to boil. Once it starts boiling, you're going to boil it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you turn it down to like 4 or a low medium flame or a low medium heat, and you let it simmer uncovered for about 30 to 40 minutes, okay? What'll happen is it'll change its color and it'll turn brown. See this one? I did it earlier. This one is really dark, right? Okay? So what you do now, this is still hot, is you get a pitcher, and what we're gonna do is strain it. Clumsy. All right, so I got my strainer. I got my pitcher, right? Pitcher and strainer, okay. I'm gonna take my pot of ginger, and this is called ginger tea right now. And you can drink it like this and put a little bit of sugar in it. And it's good for you. It's good for you when you're not feeling well. Some people like ginger tea. I know my mom used to ask me to make this for her all the time. You know, make me some ginger tea early in the morning. It settled her stomach, and then she was on her way and went to work. Okay, so look at it. It's brown, and this is just ginger. There's nothing else in there at this time. So now what I like to do is use brown sugar and lime. So I'm gonna go get that, and I'll be right back. I have a lime tree, so I got my own little handy dandy bottle of lime. I love lime. I like the way it makes ginger beer taste. If you buy Reed's, I believe they put lime in there so I could taste it. There's a couple of other ones that I used to buy when we were going out to eat in Austin. And man, they were expensive. I'd go out to lunch and the beer was like $7 for one ginger beer. My coworkers thought I was drinking on the job. I had to let them know it was a soda. It's just like lemon. Oh, excuse me. It's just like a lemonade or anything else, except it's carbonated and it settles your stomach and makes you feel really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with about a half a cup of sugar. I know I'm using a cup measurement, but with this thing, it's like making Kool-Aid. You have to taste it, all right? So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna mix it with my handy dandy wooden spoon. Move this out of the way. I'm gonna mix it with a spoon and mix and mix and mix and mix. And some people like to use spoons, but the way I was taught when I was a kid, or from my grandmother who was West Indian, is take it and drip in your hand. That was enough. I don't think it has enough. And taste it. Doesn't have enough sugar or lime. So I'm gonna put some more lime in there. And I'm going to put some more sugar in there. This time I'm just gonna pour it in. That's enough. That was a big lump. That's why I used the cup, because you put too much, you could put more sugar in, but you can't take it out. Same thing with lime juice or anything when you're cooking. First thing, rules of cooking is, first of all, you got to taste your food as you go along, because if you don't, you'll end up with a product that you might not like. You can always make adjustments as you're going along, but once you put too much in, like salt or sugar, it's hard to recover. That's good. It's really good. I want to put a little bit of more sugar in though. And I'll tell you why. Because yeast, which makes the carbon in this drink, loves sugar. So you always want to put a little bit more sugar in there, because the yeast's going to eat it up, and it's going to become less sweet because the yeast is eating it. Let me go get a little bit of Fleischmann's yeast or any kind of yeast. I have yeast from Walmart, yeast from Costco, and yeast. You do not want to put a lot of yeast in there, because it'll make, first of all, you'll taste it. It'll taste yeasty. So what? And mainly it's because your bottle will become a volcano. So what I do is I pour a little bit in a spoon, and you see that? It's about a quarter teaspoon. And you can see it's just a regular old teaspoon. It doesn't have anything. I'm gonna take that and put that in there, right? Mix it up. Now you put the yeast in after you've already gotten to the amount of sugar you want and the amount of citrus you want. I use lime juice. You can use lemon juice. I don't recommend taking orange juice, but lime juice and lemon juice work. I prefer lime juice. Okay, so you're gonna take that, and this pitcher is done. What you do is you go and you get a bottle and you fill the bottle up. So I have one that is filled. So I'm going to show you the difference between a bottle that is filled, and I recycle my bottles. Okay, so this one has yeast in it. This one does not. And I use my old sherry bottle. I'm going to cover that up, okay? This one does not. So let me show you in the cup. So I have my cup here, right? First, I'm going to pour the one that I had. No, first I'm going to pour the one that has no yeast. So here you go. Put my hand on the bottom. And this tastes good, but there's nothing to it. It's just, there's no, that's bubbles because I poured it in there. But if I pour it like this, there are absolutely no bubbles in here because there's no yeast. And you're going to have a little bit of sediment, but that's just ginger floating around in there. Nothing to worry about. It's very good. But I prefer the one with the yeast in it, okay? This one is without, and this one is with yeast. So you can see the difference between it. You see those little bubbles on top? That's carbon. So when I open this, I'm going to pour it, and you're going to see the difference. Look at that is ginger beer. This is just ginger tea, or ginger tea, yeah. So when you put the yeast in there, it lightens it up and it eats off some of the brown sugar. This has brown sugar in it, and you can see that this one without the yeast in it is darker than this one. That's because, and you can see the little bubbles. I don't know if you can see it, but there are bubbles in there. If you look in here, nothing, it's clear. Bubbles, when you put the yeast in, clear. When you drink this, it tastes like ginger. It's a little stronger than ginger ale. And that is good. Oh my God, I love it. This one, I didn't put any yeast in it, and it has the same taste, but it's not carbonated. While I've been talking, guess what came? So while I've been talking and showing you the other products that I've already done, this thing has come to a boil. It's been 10 minutes that I've been talking to you guys, and the heat is up. What you want to do is turn this thing down now, because you'll run out of water. You keep boiling it on high. You want to turn it down, and you want to bring it to a simmer. See how that thing went down? That's smooth right there. Look at that. All right, you want to bring this down to a simmer. You're not going to cover it, and you can set your timer for 30 minutes. You're going to simmer it and put it on low. You're going to simmer it for 30 minutes, and then let it put one of these covers on it. You know, you're frying stuff and you have those covers. Put this on it so that you don't get anything in it, and let that sit overnight, and then you'll get the product that I showed you, okay? And you start making your ginger beer like we just did earlier, okay? Well, this is Jamerica, and I am so glad that you joined me. Make your own ginger ale / ginger beer. Same thing to me. Ginger ale, as I said, is just a lighter version of ginger beer, and you will love it. This recipe is good. All you need is lime, brown sugar or honey. Don't use stevia, because stevia is not going to activate the yeast. And yeast. So you need ginger, water, brown sugar, and yeast if you like the carbonated thing. And, of course, have a bottle. As I said, when you have a wine bottle that has a screw cap, I prefer the screw cap, because I've used the corked wine bottles, and I walked around here and the thing had exploded and all my carbon was gone, and my bottle was just sitting there capless. So I like the screw on cap bottles. So you get the cheap wine, drink your cheap wine, I don't know, or your cheap sherry. Keep those bottles that have the screw cap on it and use it for your ginger beer. Then you save yourself some money, and you get to drink wine or sherry, or use sherry or any other bottle that you have. I thank you all for joining me today. Again, this is Jamerica. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one. Take care.